All right. We had the guy who was a congressman, what's his name again? The ear picker, the eater of wax?
Joe Garcia.
Joe Garcia. I love him. I do. I'll always remember him for that super, super classic video that was seen last week. Him sitting behind somebody who is testifying, picking earwax. It just almost makes me want to vomit just even thinking. Picking earwax out of his ear and then sniffing it, looking at it, and then eating it.
Well, you don't want to just go right to... I mean, it's just like a fine wine. You don't want to just... You swirl it around in the glass a little bit. You take
pour,
a nice
sniff,
whiff.
swirl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes.
It is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen.
Oh, it almost made me vomit.
Yeah, I know. He's sitting in a hearing right behind the speaker. The television cameras are on him. Mm-hmm. And he really does it. He picks the ears. He's got something deep in his ears. He's really going for it, digging for it.
Goes to town.
Smells it, looks at it, and then eats it. It is so sick.
Yeah.
All right. So,
and he actually has topped that as far as the disgusting.
Oh, yeah, now, here's where he's taken it to a whole new level. A couple of days ago, he comes out and he says, "We've proven communism works." He's on a conference call on some sort of a Skype thing, and he's talking. And it's all recorded. I mean, it's there. Here's the audio. Now listen to what he says, because it gets better after this. It even gets better than this. And the earwax. Now how much would you pay? Listen 2 days ago.
An example of the kind of money we poured in. So the safest city in America is El Paso, Texas.
No.
It happens to be across the border from the most dangerous city in the Americas.
It's the safest city over 500,000, but it's not the safest city in America.
And also, that's one measure.
It's one measure.
That is not, those measures are...
And how much money is it costing us? How much money is it costing us to keep it safe?
Yeah, but a ton.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Which is wars, right?
Yeah.
And two of the safest cities in America, two of them are on the border with Mexico, and of course the reason it is, we've proved that communism works. If you give everybody a good government job, there's no crime. But that is
okay.
Okay,
we've proven that communism works.
Remember that. First of all, prediction officially. We've kind of danced around this one for a while.
Yeah. But here was an elected official outright saying it, and without couching it, as you've said that they would.
They just come right out and say
the system we have hasn't really worked, so he didn't even go there. He just said communism works.
Yes, he did. Look, the safest city in America, implying that these are only safe because these cities are communistic.
Yeah.
So he's saying, you want to keep people safe? You want to keep people safe? Communism works. Okay, so prediction. Officially, would you give this one to me officially sealed now, Stu?
I think so.
You'll never give this one to me.
No, I like it. I will say, with the possible exception that because he's trying to deny this, right? Like, because it seems like he's possibly trying to make a point there with that comment. Possibly.
What's his point?
Do you have how long longer does their audio go, Pat? Is it, because we can... that's the end of it. Because that's where most people, it's been cut off there. What he goes on to say is, he says but that isn't what we should be doing on the border. The kind of money we've poured into it, we're having diminishing returns. So while we're spending all this money here, we have border problems in Puerto Rico. Is he trying to say, and I'll just ask it, is he trying to say, we shouldn't be doing... Like, we gave everybody border security jobs, that we shouldn't have as many border security jobs? I can't.
Now let's listen to what he's saying, because he's coming out and he's saying, I did not say that. I did not say that.
Yeah, listen to this.
Maybe
his quote was, we've proven communism works.
Okay, hang on just a second. What Stu is saying, and this makes sense to me, but that's not what we should be doing. We shouldn't be proving that if you give everybody a government job that there won't be any crime, which it doesn't work because it doesn't.
No, because that's what he said.
Work.
He said when you give them jobs, there's no crime. That's what he said.
So it doesn't work. Sorry, Stu, I don't know if I can give it. This is what,
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. My guess is he believes communism would work.
Yeah.
So
now he's been eating earwax. Yeah. It wasn't the first time. That man knew how to dig for it, knew what vintage to smell for.
Well, ask anybody who owns a coal company. You don't just start blowing in the going on the ground. You go and you know a lot about the area before
you're not just piling, or you dig in the ground and pile some rocks into a car and then just try to sell it for people's furnaces. You gotta know that thing will burn. All right. So anyway,
here's what he says now.
I'm making an analogy, and that's part of what happens. Are there better ways? Could I have been more articulate about it?
No, you could. Other than communism works? I don't think you could be more articulate.
No, he didn't say communism works. He says we've proven communism works.
Yeah, but my life, my whole life story as parents who are victims of persecution that came here as exiles, my grandfather who was dispossessed in his late 50s and worked as a gardener, my other grandfather who died under house arrest in Cuba. Clearly, I know that this is a system of government that's evil.
Clearly, he knows this is a system of government that's evil. And yet you said we've proven that communism works.
What better way to express the evilness by saying it works?
It works. Yeah, what a bizarre.
And what we want to do is make our system work and not emulate a failing system. And that's precisely...
Wait. Not emulating a failing system.
You said it works.
You just said it works.
Yeah, I don't think you know what an analogy is, if this is what you were trying to do. Because what you were trying to do did not work. Maybe communism works, but what you said doesn't. Because this...
I mean, I'm having a hard time.
Not even the same
I want
guy.
to believe him because I'm having a hard time if his family really did come. And this is what I said earlier. In Florida?
I know.
This guy is going to say in Florida, where your Hispanics they're all from Cuba. I mean, all your Latino base basically has Cuban roots. You're going to tell those constituents communism works. They'll kill you.
Well, that's why
with like a 1954 Chevy.
You know that's why he's backing off, because he's getting all kinds of flack from his constituents.
But let's try to give him the benefit of the doubt here and try to figure out. I mean, is there more to this statement that he just made there?
The point I was trying to make, and anybody who watches this, as opposed to trying to score political points. Look,
anybody who watches it as opposed to trying to score political points.
Okay, go back and get the original audio.
He's blaming it on you.
Go find the original audio or the transcript. Do you have the transcript still?
Okay. I can't let's read the. They blame it on us for what they have said. Clearly, what he clearly said was not what he's clearly saying now.
Well, let's give him just give me 10 more minutes.
Yes.
Give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's do to him what they always do to us.
I don't think this is a road I don't think we get to the end to, but let's try.
Let's try.
Let's do our best. Let's give it a whirl.
Let's not be everything we despise. Let's try.
Let's finish his denial, though. Let's finish
my opponents are going to say all sorts of manner of crazy things. They're trying to win an election, and they're going to try to misconstrue my words. But
there's no misconstruing of the words. We've proven communism works.
Hang on.
This is good.
Hang on.
Oh, I can't take it.
Is there any more?
Yes. Good. 7 more seconds.
His entire life has been dedicated to the concept of freedom, democracy, and promoting...
That's just not true. His entire life has been promoting socialism. You know that. He's a hardcore Democrat who believes in socialism. Don't tell me your whole life has been promoting freedom.
Well, we can certainly say at least a few seconds of it were not, considering you were saying communism works in those few seconds.
Yes.
So I don't... No, but do you want the full... This is the full thing.
Let's
leading up to it and the actual comments and what's after it. Okay, it's when you attract people that you are the dominant culture, that people want to emulate and copy what you're doing because it works. And in America, we are doing a huge disservice to ourselves by not understanding how powerful of a driver the economy it's kind of broken up speech here, so a powerful of a driver in the economy, an immigration system that works can be. And continues to be, and by not having an immigration system that works. And let me give you the example of the kind of money we've poured in. Okay? Then he says, the safest city in America is El Paso. Happens to be right across the border from the most dangerous city in the Americas, which is Juarez.
He is an opposite speaker. I'll say that to him.
What's that?
He is an opposite speaker.
Yeah,
he says, the most dangerous, I mean the safest.
Yeah, so it could be. If communism works, it doesn't work.
I mean, it doesn't work.
I will tell you that... I'm having a hard time in my glass house throwing a stone at this man at this point.
That's a very good point. Okay. The two safest cities in America, 2 of them are on the border with Mexico. And, of course, the reason is that we've proved communism works. If you give everybody a good government job, there's no crime. But that isn't what we should be doing on the border. the kind of money we've poured into it, and we're having diminishing returns. So while we're spending all of this money here, we have border problems in Puerto Rico that we haven't been able to set up a system that's safe there. People are finding alternative routes. The opportunity to get this right and the mistake that Republicans make, and I say Republicans because it's Republicans right now. I'm no one to say that Democrats were also possessed by xenophobia in 2008 and particularly after 9/11 and the economic crisis.
I am not xenophobic. I am so sick and tired of hearing that we're xenophobic. I welcome. You know what? Can I tell you something? I most times like foreigners better than natural born Americans. Sometimes there's foreigners that you'll hang out and you're like, I know, man, right? Because all the foreigners I tend to meet are all looking at us going, what the hell's wrong with you guys? I know, right? I'm xenophobic.
I don't see anything in here. And Pat, do you agree? I don't see anything in here that changes what he said.
Doesn't change.
He seems to be saying we need to lighten up the border. And maybe he's critical of how much, we've put so many resources into the border and we've employed everybody. And I guess that maybe that shows communism works. Maybe he's sort of being flippant with it rather than saying.
He didn't sound flippant at all.
He didn't sound flippant.
And when you see the video, he doesn't look flippant.
But
he's saying it as matter-of-factly as if he's believed it his whole life.
Yeah. Is there a possibility? I don't know this. Is there a possibility that his earwax has some sort of ability to make you high?
Yes.
Okay.
Or maybe his earwax got into his brainstem, sort of like that video we saw of the praying mantis.
So you're saying that
his earwax
if we spray water on him or something, maybe one of those things will crawl out of him?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Because he's Mr. Opposite Man.
But if it crawls out of him, will he sniff it, examine it,
and eat it back into him? I would say
we
yes.
don't know.
But I would assume he would.
And I would just like to thank the television crew for continually running the video.
Please
stop freaking earwax behind you, so
Seriously,
I can't
stop
look at you.
It just makes you it's
gross.
grotesque.
It's grotesque. I don't want to see it anymore.
Just stop. Thank you.
Just had breakfast.
And here's the thing.
Oh, wait a minute. They just did have Cinnabons, and they ate them in front of me. Play that earwax thing again.